Today on People Now, children are among the at least 26 killed in a shooting at a Texas church. We have the newest details.
Jimmy Fallon says he lost his biggest fan with the death of his mother, Gloria.
Selena and Bieber spotted at church over the weekend. We'll tell you what is new with Jelena.
Supermodel Upton marries Astros star Justin Verlander in Italy just days after the Astros World Series victory.
And Derek Hough speaks out on what men can do to stand up against a culture of sexual assault.
I get to do Sesame Street again. This is gonna be great.
Singer-songwriter Andrea Grammer's new baby girl already has her dad wrapped around her finger, and he loves it.
Plus,
I'm calm 80% of the time,
oh, okay,
and
the opposite.
20% of the time myself.
Okay.
Country star Kelsea Ballerini's new album is blowing up. She tells us why this one means so much to her.
But I miss me more. I miss my own beat to my own snare drum. I miss me more.
Good morning, Facebook Live and People.com. Welcome to People Now. Happy Monday. We hope you guys had a great weekend. Lots to get to today, including multi-talented artist Derek Hough revealing the one thing he does to embarrass his girlfriend. But first, we want to know what is the most embarrassing thing your significant other has ever done. That is our Facebook question of the day. Let us know your answers in the comments below. But right now, here's what you need to know and what's trending for today. At least 26 people are dead and more than 20 injured after a gunman opened fire at a church in Texas on Sunday. The shooting is the deadliest in state history. The shooter, dressed in all-black tactical gear with a ballistics vest, began firing outside the First Baptist Church in the small San Antonio suburb of Sutherland Springs around 11:30 a.m. local time during a service. The gunman then entered the church and continued to shoot his weapon. When the suspect exited the church, a local resident engaged him in gunfire, according to Regional Director of the Texas Department of Public Safety. The suspect dropped his weapon and fled, and the local resident followed. A brief chase ensued into neighboring Guadalupe County, Texas, where the shooter was later found dead in his vehicle. It's unclear at this time if he was killed by a self-inflicted gunshot wound or a gunshot wound he received while exchanging fire with that local resident. Children were among the shooter's victims, who ranged in ages from 5 to 72. According to CNN, at least 8 of the 26 victims were members of the same family, and it's reported that the 14-year-old daughter of the church's pastor is among the dead. Multiple celebrities have spoken out in the aftermath of the country's latest mass casualty, offering well wishes for the small, tight-knit Sutherland Springs community. Britney Spears tweeting, quote, "My heart breaks over the news coming out of Texas. My prayers are with the Sutherland Springs community." Reese Witherspoon echoing Britney's sentiments, including the hashtags Pray for Texas, Enough is Enough, and Stop Gun Violence. Lady Gaga adding another hashtag to the mix with her tweet saying, quote, "Prayers for San Antonio and all the families who are suffering the loss of loved ones. I'll also pray for hashtag gun control." Now we move on to this. Jimmy Fallon is mourning the death of his mother, Gloria, who passed away on Saturday. Fallon telling People in a statement, quote, "Today I lost my biggest fan." The tragic news comes after Fallon canceled the November 3rd taping of The Tonight Show due to a, quote, private Fallon family matter. A Fallon family spokesperson went on to tell People in a statement, quote, "Jimmy Fallon's mother, Gloria, died peacefully on Saturday. Jimmy was at his mother's bedside along with her loved ones when she passed away at NYU Langone Medical Center in New York City. Our prayers go out to Jimmy and his family as they go through this tough time." A source revealed to People on Friday after the canceled show that Gloria was sick and that Fallon had gone to the hospital to be by her side, adding, quote, "Jimmy comes from a very close-knit family, and together with the rest of his loved ones, they are by her side right now." Now, although Fallon is known to keep his family life mostly private, he shared a few funny stories and sweet moments about his mom over the years. In June, he revealed to Howard Stern that his mother used to be a nun. And a month earlier, he shared a memory about Gloria as part of a hashtag mom quotes segment for the late night show, tweeting, quote, "My mom and I were talking on the phone for the 3rd time that day, and she actually said, 'We don't talk enough.'" Of course, our thoughts and prayers go out to Jimmy and the rest of the Fallon family at this difficult time. Oscar-nominated actress Uma Thurman has stayed silent on the Harvey Weinstein sexual misconduct allegations. Thurman shared credits with the Hollywood producer in 7 films, including the wildly popular Pulp Fiction and Kill Bill series. And back in October, she spoke to Access Hollywood about the Weinstein scandal during a press event. The clip has now gone viral after Italian actress and alleged victim Asia Argento shared the video of Uma Thurman on Twitter. Watch.
I don't have a tidy soundbite for you because I have learned I am not a child, and I have learned that when I've spoken in anger, I usually regret the way I express myself. been waiting to feel less angry. And when I'm ready, I'll say what I have to say.
Argento tweeted a message with the video saying, "Dear Uma Thurman, may peace be with you and your soul. We need your strong voice. It truly is commanding." The actress, who claims Weinstein forced oral sex on her in the early 90s, is just one of many women who have spoken out against the disgraced mogul. Weinstein has since been fired from his powerhouse studio, the Weinstein Company, while his wife, Marchesa designer Georgina Chapman, announced her plans to leave him. Weinstein checked into a luxury resort for treatment shortly after the scandal broke, with sources saying he, quote, knows and wants help. Now on to this. In recent weeks, many women affected by sexual harassment and abuse have spoken out about their experiences, but we haven't heard as much from the point of view of men as far as what they can do to help change the culture. But Dancing with the Stars alum Derek Hough is sharing what he thinks men everywhere should do.
And I think if anything, it's an opportunity. It's an opportunity for men to rise up, you know, and to man up and to be good men. I think that a lot of men too are honestly afraid to open up and to have that vulnerable side come out and talk to their guy friends or their girlfriends and just be open and honest. And I think that when there's that honesty, when there's that sort of, there becomes that trust. And then when it becomes that trust, there becomes just the best versions of who we are.
We'll have more from Derek later on in the show, including the cute way he and his girlfriend celebrated his sister Julianne's wedding this summer. But first, we move on to this. Sports Illustrated swimsuit model Kate Upton wed Houston Astros pitcher Justin Verlander just days after his historic World Series win against the Los Angeles Dodgers. The happy couple tied the knot in an intimate and romantic ceremony in Italy on Saturday. Upton wore a long-sleeve lace gown with a long white veil, while Verlander opted for a classic black tux. Verlander, who began dating Upton in early 2014, proposed to his future bride with a ring that he custom designed with jeweler Anita Ko right before baseball season began in 2016. Now, although the couple did not reveal their engagement until last year's Met Gala, it's safe to say this wedding was a long time coming. What a week for those happy newlyweds.
It's got to be quite the whirlwind.
Oh my gosh, like emotional,
So many things happen.
like
yes.
living on this emotional high. Yeah.
Speaking of couples, let's check in with Facebook Live. We're asking you guys, what is the most embarrassing thing your significant other has done?
Okay.
Lauren says, my boyfriend does all these goofy accents when we're out in public. Gotta admit, it makes me laugh, but also embarrassing, especially if you're bad at the accent.
Right, especially that. Lynn says the most embarrassing thing my ex did was think he was a good dancer when he was drunk.
I think most people think they're good dancers when they're drunk.
The big mistakes happen there. Keep the Facebook comments coming in. We'll check back with you again soon. But Andrea, more for us in Star Trek.
Yes, Jeremy, we're all talking about Juliana here. We are kicking off Star Trek with a little bit of rekindling romance. Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez were spotted at a Hillsong church in Los Angeles twice in the same day. The two went to a church event on Friday night, followed by a romantic private dinner in downtown LA. And then the next day, the former couple were spotted at Hillsong twice. They arrived to the church separately, with Selena wearing a black dress with black booties, while Justin was sporting casual red basketball shorts and a black hoodie over a plain white tee. For their second Saturday appearance, Gomez arrived in a white tube top, black trousers, and a long beige cardigan, and Bieber rocked a bright orange sweatshirt and neon green pants. So we're all wondering, are they or aren't they back on? Well, it appears Justin is waiting for something to make it official, and we will have that in just a couple of minutes, so stay tuned. Well, Kelsea Ballerini's album Unapologetically was sitting pretty at #1 just 9 minutes after its release on iTunes. The 24-year-old singer is currently nominated for Artist of the Year at the 51st Annual CMA Awards and is also right in the middle of planning a wedding with fiancé Morgan Evans. Very busy. So how did she get here? Take a look.
The first record, honestly, I was signed as a songwriter for a year. I was 19, and all of a sudden, I had Love Me Like You Mean It, and it was time to make a record, and I was like, okay, I like these 12 songs. Here we go.
Yeah.
And we put them together, and it was the first time, and it was something I was so proud of, and I still am, but this record is like the first intentional album I've ever made.
Okay.
From like writing the songs, knowing they could end up on a record, to concepting it to all that.
This is probably impossible to say.
Okay.
Favorite song on the album?
I have two.
Okay.
I love all of them. I have two. One's called In Between, and one's called Miss Me More.
But I miss me more. I miss my own beat to my own snare drum. I miss me more.
Sassy.
Sassy.
Your fiance called you an atomic sass bomb.
The Atomic Sass Bomb.
And I think that is fantastic. And you said what? You're like an atomic sass bomb 80% of the time.
No, I'm calm 80% of the time.
Oh, okay,
And
the
then
opposite.
20% Atomic Sass.
Okay.
Sass bomb, I like that. All right, moving on to this. Teresa Caputo, the suburban mom who can connect with the dead, is about to turn 50, and she is back with an all-new season of Long Island Medium. And we have your exclusive sneak peek of her emotional reading for actor Kelsey Grammer.
There's something about your mom that is just, she's just so loving towards you, and she's just like, I am so sorry for the burdens that you have carried through your life. And your sister steps forward. She keeps showing me, oh, you holding her hand though. Was she younger than you?
Yeah.
Like, come on, hold my hand, come on, we're gonna go. That's the only way that I can interpret that. She says, I just wanted to do and be wherever he was.
It's nice.
Did you teach your sister how to swim?
Yeah. Yeah, and we did a lot of that. And Faith taught herself to swim, so maybe that was.
Oh, oh, did she really?
Yeah, that was last year, but maybe she reminded me of Karen when she did that, and so that was one of those things. Yeah.
You know, don't take those things for granted, because your sister said to me that there was a reason why we were inseparable. She said, because I guess God knew that we weren't going to have a lifetime together. She says, and I wouldn't have traded any of those moments for anything.
Yeah, me too.
We're looking forward to seeing the rest of that. And those are your star tracks for today.
All right, guys, still ahead. What exactly is Justin Bieber waiting for to make things official with Selena Gomez? They've been spending so much time together. We've got some intel. Plus, only Derek Hough could get away with embarrassing his girlfriend in public like this.
But first, it's time for...
Oh, snap!
That's model Behati Prinsloo flaunting her baby bump on the red carpet. The 28-year-old Victoria's Secret model attended the 2017 LACMA Art and Film Gala in LA on Saturday evening. She's expecting her second child with singer Adam Levine, and she rocks a baby bump.
All right, comedian Kevin Hart ran his first New York City marathon Sunday morning. I guess he checked the 26.2-mile race off his bucket list. Nice going. I saw him at mile 22. He was killing it.
And look who else is there. Supermodel Carly Kloss also ran in the race. Such a great photo for kissing that medal. You earned it, Carly. Congrats. Makes me feel kind of useless. Huh?
Me too. Kate Winslet shared a steamy kiss with Allison Janney at the Hollywood Film Awards. The pair locking lips after Winslet fangirled over Janney while accepting an award. You go, ladies.
Well, this is Emilia Clarke joyfully reuniting with her adorable former co-star Jason Momoa. The Game of Thrones actress shared a snapshot of their fun night out, and her caption, "When life is so good that your sun and stars is in your city." So amazing.
What a beard. Really wish I could grow mine like that. It looks like the ball is in Selena's court. A source close to Justin Bieber says the pop star is waiting for Gomez to confirm that they're officially back together, but he knows he still has to win over her family first. Since breaking things off with The Weeknd, Selena and former Flame have been enjoying multiple date nights all over Los Angeles. A source telling People Justin is doing great. Spending all week with Selena is the dream week for him. He's trying to take things slowly, but it hasn't really worked. He is too excited to spend time with her. The source goes on to say that Justin does not feel any pressure to rush the relationship, considering there's, quote, no doubt they're already emotionally back together. Although the Biebs realizes he still has a lot of work to do to win over Selena's family, he feels he is a different person this time around and is ready to put in the work. There you go. Justin, never say never. Couldn't help it.
Dancing with the Stars alum Derek Hough has been dating his girlfriend, fellow dancer Haley Erbert, since 2015. They are the cutest couple ever, and it looks like things are getting pretty serious. She was even his date to sister Julianne Hough's wedding this July. But after 2 years, the duo is bound to have some pet peeves about each other, right? Well, Derek admits there is one thing he does in public that embarrasses Haley every time.
I always grab her and start dancing with her, you know what I mean, like from the kitchen or somewhere, or out in public, which she gets embarrassed about. But she's much more like sort of like low key.
Did you guys dance at Julianne's wedding?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Did we dance? Yeah. Of course we did. We did dance. We lost items of clothing because you know it gets hot outside. But yeah, it was a blast.
It's terrible. Okay. You're a relatively new father.
Yeah.
3 months in.
It's so good. She's so cute. And it's like my favorite. It's my favorite part of life.
Is it tough for you to be away? I mean,
how
do you kind of prepare for that? And
it's legitimately, it's tough. But I get back as much as I can, and we're planning on starting. She's almost getting old. She's like 3 months. She's like just getting close to being old enough to take her out. We're gonna do the Macy's Day Parade, so we're gonna bring her out for that. So we just announced the tour, and now me and my wife are trying to figure out, like, all right, how exactly? I mean, you have kids,
yeah,
right?
I got to
how the hell does that work?
Yeah, I stay here. I never go anywhere. I would love to know.
It's gonna have to work. I'm gonna
Let
figure
me
it
go
out.
on tour with you, and I'll find out how to.
I'm gonna figure it out, but right now I don't know exactly.
Yeah, come on, Andy. She would make the most adorable little tour buddy. Singer-songwriter Andy Grammer welcomed his first child, a daughter named Louisiana, just 3 months ago in July. Proud Papa clearly loving life as a new dad and has been keeping himself busy with the upcoming release of his third album, The Good Parts. And even though little Louie entered the world just a short time ago, she's already had a big influence on her dad's music.
Even on this album, one of my favorite songs on the album is a song called Always. And I love that I got to relearn words. So you have this girl come into the world and you go, oh, well, I get to go relearn like everything. I get to like do Sesame Street again. This is gonna be great. Or I get to, you're like, so you see everything new again. And for me, there was like relearn as a writer some words that, or some phrases that were seemed kind of lame. So if I said to my wife, if I sang the song, "You and me will be always," that's okay. That's like a romantic song, I guess. When you sing it down to your little girl, "You and me will be it gets really fresh and like interesting and like totally new again. And so there's a couple songs on the album that are written directly at her.
Oh, I love that. That's really cool.
As Louis gets a little older, who do you think is going to be the stricter parent?
When it comes to, I don't know, my wife calls me soft serve, but like as far as
I think that's the answer.
Yeah.
She
But as
knows you
far
better
as like,
than anyone.
but I do get pretty strict about morality stuff. So I think I'll be like pretty loose, and then every once in a while I'll be like, oh no, this is real. Like this is real.
Which leads me to the next question. As a dad of two girls, like here comes the dating world. It's quickly approaching. Listen, you're 3 months in. How do you feel like you're going to be with that stuff?
I have no idea.
Speaking of the morality clause.
We'll have to see. I mean, I remember, this is like a weird story to tell, but I remember my friend wanted to go to a dance with a girl, and she'd only go if she got to bring her friend. And so I went with her friend, and I didn't like her friend, but I was like doing my bro a solid. And we showed up, and the dad like did the whole shotgun thing, but I didn't even like his daughter.
Like it
was like the weirdest thing. Yeah, so I'm gonna try to be cool, I guess. We'll see what happens. I don't know.
Now, of course, I had to ask the Honey I'm Good singer if he wanted any more kids after baby Louie, although his wife had to undergo an emergency C-section with his daughter. And he says he would love to welcome a few more mini Grammers to the family. Watch.
I want like 9 kids, and that's so messed up to say to someone who just had an emergency C-section.
Boy, is it. Sorry, Asia. We are here.
I'm trying to go like real high so that I can maybe get like 3.
This is Jennifer Lawrence in People. This is Jennifer photobombing Taylor Swift and Sarah Jessica Parker and Liam Hemsworth, proving that while we all love the fashion of the red carpet, it's people who steal the show. People. The details make the story.
Guys, People's award-winning crime show People Magazine Investigates returns for Season 2 tonight on Investigation Discovery. The first of 12 episodes takes viewers inside the hunt for one of California's most prolific and elusive murderers, the Golden State serial killer. Here is a sneak peek.
Any sex crime is horrific, but with this particular rape, it was the amount of time the rapist spent in the home. This series of rapes were all done exactly the same way.
He would come in with a flashlight, wearing his mask, and then he would shine it in their eyes, wake them up.
He never used his regular voice, always talked through clenched teeth. And the other thing about the rapist is that he never wore the same clothes. There were always different gloves, there was always a different ski mask, different jacket.
Each of his victims, he would tie them up and sexually assault her in a bed. He'd ransack the house. And every few minutes, he would go back and he'd check with his victims to make sure they hadn't gotten loose.
And People's digital deputy crime editor Greg Hanlon joins us live to break down this still unsolved murder mystery. Thank you for being here, Greg.
Thanks,
it's good to talk to you. Between 1976 and 1986, the Golden State serial killer suspected of raping 45 people, killing 12 others, but he didn't commit his first murder until 1978. So what started this horrifying transition from, serial rapist to serial killer?
Yeah, I think with a lot of serial killers, you see this type of escalation. Whatever kind of sick urge they need to scratch, they just sort of need to the thrill-seeking, it just needs to escalate. So that's certainly what we saw here.
Wow, it's just terrible and so horrific. Much of the case relies on survivors' accounts with victims that ranged from 12 to 41 years old. Why were authorities never able to catch the killer?
I mean, this was the 70s, so a lot of things that we take for granted now, DNA, surveillance cameras just, weren't a thing.
Right.
He also took steps to disguise his identity. He wore masks. He talked with clenched teeth. So he was, elusive and to this day.
The clenched teeth and things like that. He really gave a lot of thought into covering his tracks. He left behind certain clues of physical evidence, though, that caused investigators to believe that he was a white-collar construction worker. What were the clues, and what else do they know about him?
They found a sketch of a subdivision that was kind of so advanced that it seemed like it had to have been done by a professional. A lot of these crimes took place near, development sites, and so they think he was a white-collar, white male who blended into the communities that he perpetrated these attacks.
So part of the deal here, after 1986, the crime sort of suddenly stopped, but he was very sinister and continued to torment his victims. What were some of the tactics that he used to instill fear in some of his victims?
Yeah, I mean, he would call them after the fact as late as 2001,
Wow.
15 years after the attack. And at one point he said, I'm going to kill you to one person. So really these survivors are to this day looking over their shoulder.
It's horrific and then shocking that they couldn't, through those phone calls, get more clues about who he was and where he was. Anyway, the case has still never been solved. The Golden State serial killer could be in his mid-60s or 70s or so today. How do all the uncertainties surrounding the case impact the survivors on a continuing basis?
Yeah, well, the Harrington family, or one man who lost his brother and his sister-in-law, funded a campaign for Proposition 69, which was a big breakthrough in 2004, allowed for the collection of DNA evidence from felons.
Okay.
So that was a big breakthrough. But other than that, just the terror to this day. Could be in his 60s, 70s, could be dead. Nobody knows, and that's the terrifying thing.
It's a fascinating story and a tragic story. Greg, thank you so much for being here. And guys, if anyone has any information on the Golden State Killer, contact 1-800-CALL-FBI or go to tips.fbi.gov. And don't forget to watch Investigation Discovery's People Magazine Investigates tonight at 10 p.m. Eastern.
This is Jennifer Lawrence in People. This is Jennifer photobombing Taylor Swift, and Sarah Jessica Parker and Liam Hemsworth, proving that while we all love the fashion of the red carpet, it's people who steal the show. People. The details make the story.
All right, guys, let's check in with Facebook Live. One last time, we are asking what is the most embarrassing thing your significant other has ever done. Samantha says, he yells, "Where's the pizza?" randomly, so everyone looks at us.
I like that. Esther says, my boyfriend tried serenading me in public, but he sounded like a frog. And Priscilla says, my husband thinks it is funny to be very loud. He's always being silly, goofy, funny, but embarrassing.
Oh, wow. Those are good ones. The yelling the pizza thing is my favorite.
It's pretty good.
All right, coming up tomorrow, hear what Real Housewives of Atlanta star Sheree Whitfield has to say about Kenya Moore's marriage, plus fitness coach, motivational speaker, and author Sean T opens up about his abusive childhood and what fans can expect from his new book, T is for Transformation.
Yeah, definitely excited for that. Well, thank you so much for watching. And for now, we leave you with one last thing from Derek Hough. Enjoy.
Bye, guys.
Hi, I'm Derek Hough, and this is One Last Thing. Last family vacation. Family. Well, we were in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. It was with my family. It was not really a vacation. It was my sister's wedding, but it was a great time. Last show I binge watched was Stranger Things 2. Last celeb crush, Gal Gadot, for sure. Wonder Woman is beautiful.